Hello, world. We are so excited.
My show is starting now.
We hear you.
Oh, no. You hear me? Sorry, I was trying to tell my kids and my son to be quiet.
Okay, just a minute. I wanted to let everybody know that this is a special show that is for the people. And many of you have questions that need to be answered. And as we can do it in a professional way to protect people, that's the way we're going to deliver information. And we've got people that we have to protect, and we need to be smart about it. So we're going to be conscientious of that because we want everybody to be successful. We want everybody to enjoy the new world that's being created. And we have lots of exciting news coming in. So if you can check back with us on Thursdays, we're going to give you updates. Drake, who's well known now, has so much information just on the updates. And then we've got the people that are going behind the scenes to start implementing community projects. So we're going to be working on that, among a lot of other things. So with that, I'm going to bring Deetra back on and have her and Drake discuss the new updates, and then the second part of the show is going to be about the community projects. Deetra.
Hey, thank you for having Drake and I with you. I'm really excited. As you were saying, we've got a couple little updates, and I just kind of like to bring Drake up quickly with updates. We're only going to give him about 15 minutes today because this county thing is so important. So, Drake, you phoned me last night with a few things that were happening, and I've kind of mentioned them in conversations today, but nobody else seems to have heard of them. So I'm going to let you go ahead and run with it.
Thanks. Okay, well, just to be quite honest, I don't expect most people will hear about a lot of the things that are actually going on. The arguments that go on in the White House behind closed doors, et cetera, don't usually make the mainstream press. And what basically I've got is something that came through the pipeline, so to speak. Everything that this particular pipeline has produced has been accurate, so I'm not altogether dismissing it. And with certain things that have happened recently before this, I'm not going to discount it totally either. However, it's not been substantiated as of yet to me. Now, I'm waiting on that. That was one of the requests I put right back to the pipeline again. From what I understand, the generals under the Joint Chiefs of Staff told everybody to shove it. I'm going to try to be nice so that this can be broadcast and people won't take offense. That's one little thing. The Secret Service is extraordinarily ticked, as well as the Delta Force, because they've been dumped on, and the manner in which they were dumped on was not kosher, wasn't cool. Then to go along with this, there has been pictures floating around of Clinton partying in Colombia. Now, the Secret Service got the pics, and I'm not sure, probably used a cell phone or something to take them. And Clinton was supposed to have been in a nuclear conference in Turkey at the time she was partying in Colombia, and sent some clerk. And from what I understand, there was a lot of heads of state and whatnot there, and Israel was included in, apparently Israel is livid. So I would suggest that Ms. Clinton is not in her best situation right now. I heard also that the UN is under heavy investigation, that the central banks are in an uproar because of some things that have been filed against them. To go along with the same thing, D.C. was supposedly completely lost as to what to do and running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off. Everybody knows about the GSA, General Services Administration investigation, I'm sure by now. during this little fun and games with the military, apparently Panetta was told that there was no way that he was the boss of the military. So that's going to be interesting. And the other part of this is that the arrests are going to be methodical, one at a time. In other words, I guess they're going to shoot at the big guys and carry them away. The last remark was, the war is on. Now, you can take all this as rumor mill news or whatever you might want to take it as. In terms of validity, I have not heard back yet. As soon as I do, believe me, everybody and their mother-in-law will know about it. I will put it out as far and wide as it'll reach. But that was the word I got. That's about a day or so ago. So that's basically the briefing. And I want to make this perfectly clear. I am in a sensitive position. People who can't understand or realize that are not my problem. I am not allowed to divulge specific information on a lot of things simply for the safety of those who are involved in leaking it to me by whatever means. The problem that we've had in terms of this organization of things that we have accomplished, things that are done, projects that are completed, has cost some 14 lives. These are some high-level people, and in one case in specific, they picked out a person's kids. That person had 2 kids, and they killed them one at a time, and then sent a little message. Does that answer your questions that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing? So these people we're playing with take things seriously, and therefore I'm not going to jeopardize anybody in any of my reports. If I do get specific information, doesn't matter how sensitive it is, and I am allowed to out it, believe me, I'll be shouting it from the rooftops everywhere I can. So that's basically my briefing for today. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Drake. It's always a pleasure to hear updates from you.
Thank you.
Muggsy, I want to turn it back over to you because we have a very special guest coming up.
Hi, yes.
Yeah, she goes right up the alley with you.
I just have a little question for Drake, and I was wondering if he could find a can of WD-40 for that chair. We always know when he's going to say something that's really important because he squeaks back in his chair. It's like, uh-oh, here it comes.
I've already used WD, and it doesn't seem to fix it. It just likes it, and I guess that's part of my creaky old self or something.
Okay. Well, we always know when it's something important because you lean back in your chair. It's like, uh-oh, here it comes. Thanks, Drake. That was really good. I just have another little question. People have been spotting these, and don't tell us if it's going to harm anybody. We don't need to know. But we've been seeing these black helicopters with 2 propellers, and nobody knows who is behind those helicopters. Is that something that's normal?
Black helicopters ain't normal, depending on what they are. The way to identify a black chopper that's really a black chopper is that it has no markings of any kind other than its color. It's not necessarily something to be too terribly worried about. They've already been in my backyard when they saw me standing on the deck, and this was at night. They were shining a searchlight, and so I woke up immediately. And I go walking out the back door, and as soon as they saw me, they turned all their lights off and took off. Now, whether they thought that it would be unsafe for them to be shining searchlights in my bedroom window, I don't know, but it doesn't matter to me. They left. Haven't seen them since. But, no, what you would be concerned about would be if the chopper came close to ground level and started dropping ropes. That means you're about to be visited from the air. Generally, tanks coming down the driveway are also another good indication of that. So until you might see something of that level, I wouldn't worry about a whole lot of it. Okay?
Because they spotted a bunch of these in Chicago recently, and there was videos of them.
Yeah. These things are all over the place. You're not going to get away from them. They are black operation choppers, meaning that they're covert generally. They do a variety of different operations. Sometimes it's surveillance, sometimes it's location, sometimes it's checking to see what the status of troops that are deployed for whatever exercise in the field is. Sometimes it's to see whether or not their silencing device for the helicopter itself is working correctly so that you don't hear it so easily. There's a lot of reasons to see them. I don't give much credibility to Chicago in terms of being on the up and up due to the political climate there, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, thank you for your response. I just know people were kind of having hysteria, not knowing, so that's good to know. Thank you for coming on the show, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Welcome.
Bye-bye. Okay, my other guest, my second guest, second part of the show is with Anita. And Anita is organizing and has been organizing the community projects. And this is not illegal by any means. It's not something that goes against our government or causes any drama or animosity. It's just something that is like icing on the cake that we can do to make our communities a better and safer place to live. And she has a really good background. So, Anita, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for inviting me.
Hi. Can you share your background with people and what your experience is?
Absolutely. In 2005, I was told that we're running out of oil and we've got global warming and my gosh, the world's falling apart. And the only solution I saw at the time was this little group who was starting a relocalization network. The whole idea was that globalization couldn't survive the problem of peak oil. So I got involved in a relocalization network in 2006. I founded a little chapter right here in Ohio and started looking at my community on the idea, what is going local? Well, if we're going to go local, let's look and see how my community is structured. You know, what's the local food? What's the transportation? Who are the people involved? So myself and a small group, about 8 of us, attempted to start a sort of an inventory of Central Ohio. And we got involved in other groups, and we even attempted to get a resolution passed, which was a tremendous learning experience. And we failed in the resolution, but we learned an awful lot about how local government works. So the relocalization network actually ran out of money. It was an international effort in about 2008, and they had provided us all with web presence. So when they ran out of money, they let us all know that our websites would be going down. So we lost our websites. At that point, I kind of said, what is going on? What is this globalization thing? Why is this such a problem? So I stopped my focus for the moment and started to explore the global domination agenda, I like to call it. And then I was really coming out of the matrix saying, oh my gosh, this is a global domination takeover, and they want to control everything. So I kept all my eye on the local issues as time went by, and I learned more and more about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the banking cartel. And I spent a lot of time educating myself how this monster was created and when, and what had happened to our country and what happened to our Constitution. So I was listened to a lot of programs trying to play catch up on topics that many